In Pakistan today, two deadly explosions have killed at least 29 people on the eve of that country's general election. The blasts happened outside election offices in Baluchistan province. CBC's South Asia correspondent Salima Shivji is in Islamabad with the latest.
Well, they went off in two cities that were about 150 kilometers apart, both in Pakistan's rest of Baluchistan province in the southwestern part of the country, which has seen a recent rise in violence with a lot of insurgent attacks, particularly in recent weeks as this election campaign has gone on. The target, in this case, election facilities. So the first blast went off just outside the office of a candidate, an independent candidate running for office. So the bomb was apparently planted in a motorcycle that was parked outside of that office, and at least 18 people were killed in that first blast. And then the second blast happened less than an hour later, 150 kilometers away in another place, and that target in that case was the office of a political party. So both of these explosions went off very quickly in a short period of time. And the violence comes, of course, at a very tense time for the country on the eve of a national election that has been a little bit controversial as well. In spite of increased security, because it is the eve of that election, there are tens of thousands of security personnel, of police officers that are out in force, not just in Baluchistan, but of course across Pakistan, to make sure that polling stations are set up properly and that everything is safe for tomorrow. In Baluchistan, there are about 80% of polling stations that are deemed sensitive because of the recent unrest in that province. And so this latest attack has actually raised the security alert in the country as well. Authorities have raised the whole country into a position of high alert because of security concerns ahead of tomorrow's vote.
And Salima, because of those security concerns on the eve of the general election, I'm wondering if you can talk to us a little bit about the mood in the country at this point.
Well, a lot of the voters that you speak with, actually, you can sense a feeling of frustration, of anger, a little bit of disappointment, and somewhat of despair. Very few people here actually believe that this election is fair or legitimate. And a lot of analysts actually are calling it one of the least credible elections in Pakistan history. And that is, saying a lot. In recent years, they're saying this is an election that lacks credibility. And that is because voters have seen what is sort of the climate that has been happening over the past year. The former Prime Minister Imran Khan is in jail. He is barred from running in this election, and his party and the candidates for his party are saying that they've seen a crackdown and an increased intimidation, they say that's been very difficult for them to campaign. Take a listen.
Threat to the candidates, number one. Threat to our supporters, number three. Stopping the businesses, number four. Harassment to the workers.
Now, the man widely seen as the front runner in this race and expected to win is a three-time former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. He is seen as the military's preferred candidate in this election. And so for voters here that you speak with, a lot of them say that they see this as a familiar scene, a familiar playbook, and many of them think that their vote doesn't really count tomorrow.
CBC's Salima Shivji reporting in Islamabad.